A massive ship stands in the middle of the ocean. From a distance, it might look like a huge oil tanker or a cargo ship, but in reality, it is no ordinary vessel. It is one of the world's most modern floating fish farms, often referred to as a fish farm ship. Believe it or not, millions of fish can be raised simultaneously on this enormous floating platform. And the most surprising thing is, this vessel doesn't just float on the surface of the sea. Beneath it lie massive nets and cages, creating a vast, living marine ecosystem. But the question is, how do so many fish survive here together? How are they fed? How is their health monitored? And ultimately, how do these fish reach our dinner tables? In today's video, we will explore the incredible technology behind these massive fish farm ships floating on the open sea. Stay tuned until the end of the video, because these floating fish farms are far more amazing than you could ever imagine. So, let's get started. Friends, although these floating fish farms look like ordinary ships, they are truly massive in size. Some platforms can stretch up to several hundred meters in length. The area of some of these huge structures is roughly equivalent to 4 or 5 football fields. They are incredibly heavy too, weighing up to thousands of tons. However, the part visible from above is actually just a tiny fraction of the entire farm. The upper section houses the control center, feed storage facilities, staff living quarters, and various pieces of modern technological equipment. But the real secret lies beneath the water. Massive, sturdy nets and cages are located deep underwater. And within these cages, thousands, or in some cases, even millions of fish are raised together. Salmon is the most commonly farmed fish in this type of farm. This kind of modern fish farming is widely popular, particularly in Norway and various countries across Northern Europe. However, it is not just salmon. Some farms also cultivate sea bass, cod, and other premium saltwater fish. These fish are raised from a small size and gradually grown to maturity. The entire process is managed using modern technology. The story of how fish arrive at this vast fish farm begins long ago. Initially, small fish are hatched from eggs at a specialized hatchery. These young fish are then gradually raised. Once they reach a certain size, they are carefully transferred into underwater nets or cages within the massive floating farm. This is where their actual growth process begins. The question now arises, how are so many fish fed at once? It is not possible to feed each fish individually here. That is why a state-of-the-art automatic feeding system is used. There is a massive feed silo inside the farm. Tons of fish feed are stored there. Then, a computer system determines when the feed is dispensed, the quantity of feed to be provided, and how much feed is required for each cage. The feed is then delivered directly to the underwater cages through high-powered pipes. In this way, thousands of fish receive food simultaneously, almost entirely automatically. Another remarkable aspect of these farms is that the health of the fish is monitored almost around the clock. Numerous cameras and sensors are installed underwater. These cameras monitor the fish's movements, feeding habits, behavior, and overall health. It conducts surveillance. If any fish falls ill or exhibits abnormal behavior, the system can immediately send an alert signal to the control room. In other words, the entire farm operates much like a massive underwater monitoring system. Water quality is one of the most important factors in this type of fish farm. However, there is a major advantage here. This is because these farms are located in the open sea. Consequently, there is a constant flow of water. Ocean currents continuously exchange the water inside the cages. As a result, the fish grow up in an environment that closely resembles the open sea. They are kept in a location where open seawater flows all around them. Because of this, fish waste also gradually disperses with the current. Once the fish reach a specific size, the harvesting process begins. Initially, a section of the large net is gradually drawn in. This causes the fish to slowly gather in a specific area. Subsequently, the fish are lifted out along with the water using a specialized pump or piping system. This method minimizes the risk of injury to the fish. After harvesting, the fish are quickly placed in tanks of cold water to preserve their freshness. They are then transported to the processing plant using specialized vessels or transport systems. Upon arrival at the processing plant, another state-of-the-art process begins. First, the fish are cleaned. Next, the unwanted parts are separated. In modern factories, many tasks are performed using automated machines. In some instances, advanced robotic cutting systems are employed. The fish are cut into specific sizes and then prepared for packaging. Some fish are packed fresh, others are frozen for long-term preservation. Finally, the fish are packaged using vacuum sealing or special sealing methods, Then, the fish are transported by truck or ship to supermarkets, restaurants, and people's dining tables. Now the question is, how much might it cost to build such a massive floating fish farm? The answer is truly astonishing. Constructing a large fish farm ship can cost up to hundreds of millions of dollars. This is because it is not merely a floating platform. It is, in fact, a complete floating industrial system. Fish feed storage facilities, a control room, a monitoring system, fish harvesting technology, staff accommodation, and state-of-the-art communication systems. In other words, it is much like a floating city for fish built in the middle of the ocean. However, the sea is not always calm. Huge waves, strong winds, and powerful storms all pose major challenges for such platforms. That is why these structures are built to be extremely robust. They utilize strong steel frameworks and specialized stabilization technology. As a result, the platform can maintain its balance even amidst massive waves. Some modern marine structures are designed to withstand waves reaching heights of 30 feet or even more. However, any marine structure faces a significant challenge when confronted with the forces of nature. All in all, simply calling these massive floating structures fish farms might not be enough. They are, in fact, a kind of floating city for fish built upon the open sea, a place where thousands of fish grow together. Automated systems provide their feed, cameras and sensors monitor their health, and modern technology controls the entire process. As the global population grows, the demand for food increases as well. Marine-based fish farms can play a crucial role in meeting this future demand. However, factors such as environmental impact, the marine ecosystem, and fish waste management are also critically important. For future technology must be more than just large-scale. It must be efficient, sustainable, and environmentally friendly. Today, this floating fish farm ship demonstrates how technology is creating an entirely new system for food production right in the middle of the ocean. It could well become a major part of future food production, but the question remains, will more such massive floating fish cities be built in the middle of the ocean in the future? And can this technology truly meet the world's growing demand for food? What do you think? Do let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please like and share it, and subscribe to the World Chronicles to stay connected with us. We bring you stories about the world's most incredible technology, mysteries, and the future. See you in the next video.